Oh, say it isn't so, say it isn't so. Here comes the boo-hoo-hoos and the excuses. Oh, I was so happy when Kovalev didn't come with the excuses. I was so happy when I didn't hear the excuses. He smiled, took his loss, moved on, but here they come. So, on the website, boxingnews24.com, they released today saying that Kovalev said that he lost his fight against Canelo because he could not train properly. He went back-to-back fighting, which is true. 2 months after he fought Yard, he had a fight, and he said he didn't get proper sleep, he didn't get proper diet, everything was off for him. He only took the fight for a paycheck, and that is why it looked staged. That is why he looked weak. That is the reason for the outcome that happened against Canelo, because it wasn't enough time for him to train. And I say to that, bullshit. You would have to go back in time and explain to me how in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they could fight 6 fights a year, which means they're only having 2-month breaks in between fights to fight 6 times a year, and they're okay. Those fighters went undefeated, fighting 6 times a year, several of them. So I don't believe that's the issue. I believe that the last Alvarez he fought knocked him out. This Alvarez knocked him out. He almost got knocked out by Anthony Yard. He's just on his last leg. That's all it is. I do believe he took this for money. I won't say that that's not true. He said he was in financial troubles. Could be true. Don't know how he spends his money. Don't know how he blows his money. But even at that, I don't think fighting back-to-back is the reason why he lost. I think if he would have had 6 months to train, he still would have lost because he's on his last leg going against a guy who's on, I still don't feel Canelo has peaked. I have my gripes with Canelo, but I still feel like Canelo is improving with each fight. He's changing up his style with each fight. He's getting wrinkles in his game plan with each fight. So you're looking at a fighter who is still growing versus one who's on his last leg. That's why he lost. If you go way back, I believe, and I've always believed, in my heart of hearts, that Adonis Stevenson would have beat Kovalev if they would have fought. Kovalev is really good when he's the bruiser, but if you got a guy who can hit just as hard as him or pressure him, he doesn't like it. And it's been shown, especially since Andre Ward. So I always felt Adonis Stevenson would have knocked him out. They never fought. So that's hearsay. We really don't know. Can't know. Kovalev fans will say no, Kovalev would have won. But I really feel like that Kovalev would have taken the power of Adonis Stevenson and stayed in the fight. That's just how I feel personally. But outside of that, back to what I was saying, I'm so sick and tired of hearing Kovalev cry. Boo-hoo. Every loss he cries. Bruh, you're supposed to be the Punisher. You're supposed to be the bad man on the block that everybody's scared of. But you a crybaby. Take your loss with a smile. Don't come up with excuses saying you didn't have enough time to train. It is what it is. You lost. If you felt like you wasn't prepared for the fight, you should have extended it. If you're having financial issues, then don't complain about losing if you took a fight you knew you were going to lose. Don't complain about it. You took money over legacy. That's on you. But it's not on you to cry about it because that was your decision. Nobody made you fight Canelo. Unless you come out and say, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, they hired somebody, their bodyguards, etc., 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 held a gun to your head and made you sign the contract, then I'm not trying to hear this. You're a victim of your own doing. Stop crying. You're not a Punisher. Right now, you're Big Baby, but not Miller. You're just a big baby. Stop crying. Canelo beat you fair and square. You accepted the fight. You lost the fight. Stop crying. Stop making excuses. Be a champion. Champions don't make excuses. AJ didn't make an excuse when he lost. He had many ways out of it. What did AJ do? He said, no, I was 100% fine for the fight. There's allegations of him being knocked out in sparring. There's allegations of him having a panic attack. He didn't fall back on any of that. He got knocked out. He got up. He really didn't get knocked out. He got it waved off while he was conscious. But he lost the fight, smiled, and said, Ruiz was the better man. We can run it back and do it again, and that's what he's doing. Kovalev, learn from real champions. You can't just be a champion in success. Champions are also made in defeat. Wipe yourself off. Come back better if you can. That's all I got to say on it.